celebrate some nonsense.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you so much for making the time.
No, it's cool, man.
To come down, spend some time with your family.
Known you since I was a kid.
Yeah, man.
So it's not even like that.
And we've seen the growth, the accolades.
Trials and tribulations.
Okay, the trials and tribulations is life. Let's talk about your new. I know you've got a newer project.
Yes.
Emotional Intelligence.
Yeah, that was the album after my divorce. I always say breakup and stuff. And yeah, it was just one of them ones where I called it emotional intelligence because I felt like I was growing emotionally intelligent, and I felt like my music was like therapy. So it was like a form of healing for me, to kind of like get it down, get all my thoughts and feelings, and just kind of, it wasn't even just about my divorce. It was more about like, fatherhood and me not being able to see my kids, and just like about other social issues as well, which is the newer project. But yeah, we'll get to that another time.
Yeah,
but that is basically what it was about. And yeah, it's me being very vulnerable for once.
Wow.
Like not for once, I'm always vulnerable, but really vulnerable about personally my life. So I had a listening party where I sat people down and I played each song and described what each song is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a process.
So I love that you mentioned vulnerability. That's one of our kind of keywords and head topics. Do you think that comes with wisdom and age?
Absolutely. I feel like once you start facing yourself in the mirror, I feel like that is the part of where the vulnerability begins. I feel like when you're in the music industry, it's always, everything's polished. Everything looks perfection, and I feel like that's the problem. I feel like we all try to polish up ourselves and just look like that ping out of the microwave. Sex, that,
I do.
You get me? So
ready-made.
Yeah, so I feel like, when you start being vulnerable, then it's a lot easier to have not care about what other people think.
Absolutely.
And it's like a weight off your shoulders, and you can just glide through life much easier.
And I think that if you had those keys of wisdom when you first started, although we've got a lot of facades and egos that
I just had it in a negative way.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't business at all.
Yeah.
But that can provide ego, you know what I'm saying? So, and when you can not business in a negative way, it means you don't really have much compassion. You don't really have, not much empathy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't really care about what other people think, but also...
I think it's good to not care about what other people think.
But I feel like when you really don't care, in the industry, you got to be a bit selfish. It's an industry that's what it's designed that way.
Yeah.
But you're still human. You're still off, off camera, off, out of music, off the stage. So you still, sometimes that can really bleed into your personal life if you're not careful.
Completely. And would you say that music gave you purpose, or do you feel like you had purpose already, but music gave you?
I feel like, no, music for me was a way out. I was raised in it, and I was, always in a direction of following it, but the streets had me in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying? So to escape the streets was to, actually have a talent that could make me money. Because I was only doing the street stuff because I didn't have the money. So I literally done criminal activities to get money. So when I realized that my talent could make me money and fund myself, it was a way out. It was like, oh my God.
Was it a eureka moment? Actually, I can use that same mindset to kind of focus on something.
all the street skills I learned, I just threw it straight into it's transferable.
Of course it is.
Threw it straight into the music industry.
Yeah.
And then I transferred it again later down to become a mentor.
This is what I'm moving on to.
So
I know I've got a son, and I know there's going to be a lot of young men that are not only passionate about music, but they're now at the crossroads of, do I go down the street road lifestyle, or do I go down my creativity? Because it doesn't have to be music, but my creativity route. What kind of advice are you giving these young men?
Streets are a lie.
Straight.
It's a big lie. You know what it is? It's a mindset.
It's a trap.
It's a you versus you. It's a virus. Yeah, it's a sickness that's in our community by what they publicize on the television, from what you know through music, culture, everything. It's all been infected with a mindset. So you have to be very strong in here to really break through a lot of these changes, and it's always about your environment, the people that you're around, what information you're pumping yourself into, who you're surrounding yourself with. So I feel like those are the things that we need to fight to break out of those situations. So I feel like that's why I say the streets is a lie, because we're told X, Y, Z, and you're around X, Y, Z, but none of those X, Y, Z are going to help you get A, B, and C.
No, they're not, in fact. And I feel as though there's a lot of people that can potentially be role models, but then you're saying it's about them.
There's loads of role models in it, but do you know what it is? Money is the root to all evil, in it. So a lot of people that are role models are just trying to get money, and that's it. And they don't care who they step on to get there. I've been there, you know. I had that mindset once upon a time, but it's like these young kids are getting groomed and, you know, out there and trying to make money, and they're seeing what they're seeing, and they're just copying, and it's just like copy and paste. You know, gangster. It's like copy, paste, next gangster, copy, paste. And everyone just, you know, and they don't, no one at the top is going to really tell them, listen, I'm just doing this to get out. And a lot of people think there's only one way to get out. So that's why I say it's copy and paste. And no one ain't thinking, right, can I sell carpets? Can I sell cameras? Can I sell bottles of water?
That's very true. Like, I love the fact that you went really all around the place. Because
anything can be sold.
So this is going off topic, but it's on topic. But you just said carpets first. And I was like, wow, look at that. So the school that I went to was actually opened by John Major at the time.
Yeah.
And then a carpet guy called Lord Harris. And now Harris City Technology College, Technological College, Harris CTC is now just an academy. It's basically a franchise.
Love that.
So it's just from somebody who sold carpets.
See?
You know? And I thought to myself, Lord Harris, I mean, you know, what's he done to acquire that title? And he sold carpets. And so I'm not saying that, like, you know...
Yeah, I get it.
Do you know what I mean?
But you know what's funny, though, because one of the biggest things that I teach in mentoring is I teach them about trademark intellectual property.
Absolutely.
And then I teach them that, you know, if this was really promoted in the hood properly, then they'll realise that you could sell anything, everything that we're buying is just a brand with a name on it. It's just a company, some person out there that says, right, I'm going to be Femme Fatale, and I'm going to work Femme Fatale on cushions, I'm going to work Femme Fatale on bottles, I'm going to work, and it's just a brand. So when you're seeing, I don't know, just a quick Toshiba or Sony, like the LG actually make the TVs. But Sony's a brand, so they slap it on the TV, Toshiba. So we're just like Nike, you get me? You can get the same Nike shoe in the factory that are looking like, because if you, back in the day, if you not remember, they were like ice cream. Pharrell had these things, and they looked exactly like Air Forces. And it was like, what? But they're made in the same factory. He just put his own version on it.
Right.
So we are always, like, if they knew, well, I can buy a trademark for £1,000 and I can just get some classes to go with it. And then once I got and I run that I own that for 10 years, then I can go out there and sell. And all you now you've got to think about is your marketing and your promoting. So I'm saying, but your man them in the hood can do that for you. So you got these youngsters running around shotting food. You can go out there and shot some legal and no one ain't getting nicked. So no one doesn't want to build that kind of empire. So
that's because they haven't been educated. So you and I, you was a mentor on this program that I actually attended last year called Clifford and Chance. You just done the second one. Yeah. So we was on a program by Clifford and Chance and Urban Lawyers, and it's all about teaching people about owning their and retaining the ownership of their intellectual property.
Absolutely.
And for me, I feel as though it's not just for men, it's for women, it's across the board. People need to understand. And I spoke about this in a previous podcast, but how you monetize your brand is actually by owning your IP. Because that way you can navigate the landscape, so that when people are coming to you and saying they want in on your brand or your business, you've actually got a say.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that I don't think is taught in schools. It's not, in fact.
Ownership is not taught because number one thing is to go and get a job at the step.
Right.
That's a fact. That's what your GCSE is for. And I'm not knocking the system.
You're not knocking the system, the education system. But you're educated to work, not educated to own.
Exactly. So I feel like a lot of the things that the system is, I told all these youngsters, these are the main things you need to take away with you: English and maths. Like
Absolutely.
You need it. Like there's not like the two number one things. You need to learn you know how to read.
Yeah.
You need to know how to add up.
Yeah.
And I bet you, if you used to put loads of money in the classrooms instead of writing it on the boards and doing it with actual physical money, these kids will brighten up so quick. Yeah.
Will I give you a high five?
So quick. Go and get the money. Because I'll tell you, my maths teacher said, right, listen,
our maths teacher
I've got 50 grand
That's
here.
Why I'm laughing.
And if you just do that, 10 add to 10.
Okay, not 50 grand. But I had a maths teacher and he was Jamaican.
Okay.
And so most of our teachers, not that I'm using this as a race bait, but
no.
most of my teachers when I was at school were all black.
Yeah, okay.
So from our science teacher to our maths teacher.
Well, you went to South London school, right?
I went to Harris. Harris was the pioneering school of the academies that everybody now knows. But our maths teacher, Mr. Rose, big up Mr. Rose, he gave us all an incentive, a monetized incentive, to and also McDonald's. So every lesson it was like, okay, he knew what we was all into at that time, McDonald's. So all right, anyone at the end of these exams gets X, Y, and Z, I'll get you this, and the person who gets that, I'll give you that. So there's always an incentive. We all came out of that class with A stars to Bs. Wow. Every single student.
In a school that I used to once go, I went Archbishop Tennyson's in Oval, and then I ended up in mentoring and teaching in that school. So it's like, yeah, when you look back and you think to yourself, wow, man. And I'm telling kids like, don't lean back on the thing, you're gonna bust your head on the wall. And I remember teachers had told me that. Yeah. And I'm telling the kids that
they've got ADHD.
It's mad.
And I'm not saying that taking it and saying giving people labels, but there's a lot of undiagnosed stuff that probably we had growing up.
I feel like mental health is very real amongst our people. It's not, and I feel like it's a mental health in a way where it's as I said, it's an illness. It's an undiagnosed illness that we are all walking around because we're all broken and damaged in some form of trauma, in some form of issue somewhere, and whether it be from childhood to somewhere along the line, motherhood, fatherhood, whatever. Yeah. So we are not fixing ourselves like, I've got a therapist. Yeah. People are like, wow, you got a therapist? Like, yes. Like, I was on the edge. Mm-hmm. Life will put you on the
Absolutely.
Edge. So yes, I can go to my friends, I can go to my family, but it's bias, isn't it?
That's right.
So I need people that are just gonna just tell you straight what it is. And sometimes I'd rather just go and download all my fears and just so it doesn't get thrown back into my face.
On a stranger than somebody who's going to...
tell me professionally, X, Y, Z. And not everybody agrees with that, and not everybody needs that.
No, I think it's a taboo. I think everybody needs therapy, and even a therapist needs a therapist.
Weed is their therapy. Some people think raving is their therapy. Some people think their girls are their therapy. The mandom's their therapy.
But wouldn't you agree that that's probably a misled way of thinking?
Oh, absolutely no. I've tried a lot of those, and it didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, didn't work. So as I said, it just some things just suppress it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, let's bring it back to the music.
Okay.
So emotional intelligence. I've got a few favourite tracks on there.
Okay.
I love the remix. Yeah. I love the remix of the Don't Let Me.
Oh yeah, that's just the Afro version.
Yeah. Who is that singer? Because his voice is amazing.
So what it is, the album is it's a mixture of real singers and a mixture of mixture of real singers and a mixture of AI. That's why it's called emotional intelligence, as in the cover is half robot, half human. So it's like a Terminator Matrix cover.
Yeah, no, so I get it straight away.
It was me going into the future with the album, trying to put a lot of things together that would take me months to get together, people, time, places. So I just literally constructed it as my own little world. And then I brought in real singers and real producers and stuff like that. But then also I helped use the AI to advance me as well.
So let's talk about wish list then. You don't really have to wish because you've got your platform and your status. But any of those songs, who could you have heard on some of the singing part?
I love Chris Brown and Narcissist.
Okay, yeah, that would have been a big one.
That would have been a big one still. Yeah, and maybe somebody like.
How about any UK sounds?
Do you know what? I'm plugged in the UK. R&B UK is kind of. I know there's. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really thinking there isn't, because there might be a bag of them out there right now, but I have no one really stood up to me.
DJ Ace is definitely somebody who tries to,
I Ace all the time. Big up Ace.
So he'd be somebody that could point in the right direction. But I love the new song by Omar, Donayo, and
these are our foundations. So the reason why I haven't really brought them up, because I'm talking about who's pushing the new R&B song. They're not a foundation. Omar and
Lamar.
In
terms of new school, I'm
that's what I'm struggling to see who stands out.
Completely.
So that's why I said who do I hear? Like currently, but if I'm talking,
Chris Brown would be amazing.
If we're talking about my wish list,
Chris Brown,
we got a wish list.
We need a Chris Brown and Maxwell D.
Oh yeah, but
that's really clear.
I do. That's funny.
That's global.
But let me give you the joke though. You don't know. There's a saying that they say that you're the closest. You're like one person away from a megastar.
Yeah.
So I actually worked with one of Chris Brown's writers who had a couple of songs on his last album, the one before, and his name's Kez. And Kez is an absolutely sick writer.
Yeah.
And I worked with him in Los Angeles as well with my friend Ruwanga, my best friend Ruwanga, producer in LA. So he would tell us stories about, and even his songwriting. I've seen him in the studio working, and I'm just like, wow, these guys are just A-stars. So yeah, I ain't got Chris Brown, but I know Chris Brown's writer.
And also,
one of the writers,
you've got that work rate as well, because I've seen how you work in the studio, and to be able to, I don't even think you need to put pen to paper anymore. I think you're straight off the dome.
Yeah, I do record. It gets to a point now where we just sometimes writing slows me down. Sometimes when I do write.
Yeah.
But sometimes writing slows me down.
That's right.
When I
have a message.
I think what happens is, I think when something's meant for you, it's weird. Cause I saw something that Michael Jackson said, like, and he said something like, he gets a call and he's like, if I don't put this idea down now, Prince is gonna get it. And I think, what's he talking about?
Because a few people are giving the same ideas.
But I get it. There's ideas that come to me and I'm like, yeah, bam, record. And then sometimes I'm like, let me write about it. Like I think about it, I'm gonna write about it. But if I press record right now, it's gonna be a different to when I write about it later on down the line. So you have to just attack. So sometimes I don't write, for that purpose reason. But it depends what music I'm doing. If it's like like heartfelt music, I won't write. If it's like grime, like that jump up stuff, then I'll just write it.
Yeah, okay. Is that because it requires less emotion and it's more about vibes?
It's more about vibes and pockets.
That's
so
true.
The pockets need to be, the flow needs to be, so I need to tap it on the paper or on my phone like
Now, I actually watched something really personal that you shared on your gram, but I loved it. I loved the message that you sending out. And I think it was something about when you first started, you had people saying that, you know, you didn't rap on beat or... Yeah. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. I've been told that before. About
I was fast, innit? Because I come from jungle.
That's right. So to go from jungle to rap is a different BPM.
Everything was like garage and stuff like so. It was like, I was just like too fast. And man be like, just a little bit fast.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you know, that was like, I was like, so I had to slow it down.
What I took from that is not only did you adapt, but you took criticism and then just said, like, gave them 2 fingers up because you still have maintained and become relevant to this day. And those people who made that comment, I don't know who they were, but I'm pretty sure they're just flowing in the wind.
Friends and stuff, people, well, say friends, but people around at the time. But it was...
Would you class that as haterism though? Like,
no.
Was it criticism or, you know...
No, it's facts. Like, sometimes you got to hear the facts.
Okay.
Like, sometimes you got to just be honest with yourself. Like, when I'm doing certain takes, I know if I don't feel it. Like, I know, but sometimes people be lazy. They're just like, it sounds good enough. Or you're lying, but like, no, I'm like, no, let me do this 50 times to get this line right.
Do you work with the same engineer?
I work with different people, but I do have an engineer that I work with who knows me, he knows my tone, he knows my EQs, he knows how I want it. So when it's ready to be finished and polished, like I don't scared that I put my stuff out on the net. As rough me creating stuff. That's not the polished version.
No, of course.
When you go to iTunes and Apple, and then you get the polished version. But I'm not afraid to show the creation side of it because I think that's the essence, right?
That is, and I think that people get to go on the journey and they buy into. You know, have you ever considered? I think this is something that I can't think. Was it Tory Lanez where you're giving people shares in your music? Or
I thought about stuff like that, and when I feel like. That happens when you've got a bit more of a cult following. I feel like in the UK right now, for someone like myself, it's wishy-washy because we are UK garage star, so people go to the dances and they see my name on the flyer with about 100 other names. So you become like, they just want to, they love you for that vibe, or they love you for a funky vibe, they love you for that vibe. So now when you're being an artist, and if you're not in the machine,
that's right.
with the rest of the people that are in the machine, you're not, like, they're promoting it to a certain demographic age group, so you're not pushed like that. So what I've learned is that you got to start off really small. And I don't know why I didn't do this ages ago, and I really regret, that's one of my regrets, that not just working with what I had years ago, which is like very small audiences, and build it up. But I feel like now because
now they would get when you do different things.
But I feel like now the reason why people more do it now because it's more of a, like, it's easier. You got social media, you can build a community much more quicker. Back then it was harder. Like, you know, the gatekeepers were the real gatekeepers, you get me? So you couldn't, if BBC One Extra had a hold, Radio 1 had a hold, like, you know, you needed the Rewind magazines, you needed the XYZ you needed certain things to get through the gate, so everyone just moved with a scene. It was easy to just like, okay, we're doing garage, okay, we're doing funky, okay, we're doing jungle. You know what I mean? Like, it was easy to move with a scene, but then when they started signing the artists and then grime come through, then you got your Dizzies and you got your solo artists off the UK and So Solid and hence myself and such like that. That's when, you know, we should have said, right, you know what? We got a fan base, let me branch off and do, you know, start small and then build up my club like that. But we didn't. We let them.
And I think it got defragmented through sounds. Like you got the drum and bass, the grime, the garage. And for me, it should have just been under one umbrella. Because I feel like when they defragmented it, they managed to keep it small. It's just
new stars, new breath of fresh air.
But it can all still be under one umbrella.
It should have
been. To them build the whole brand, you know what I mean?
But it's more, remember, UK is a lot of it, at the time was like MC and DJ culture, like rave culture. then the artist side, there were artists, but the artist side of it started building a lot more later. We, you know, when we saw the Oxides and the Trinos, the So Solids, the Page Goes, the Hardest, when we started hitting the TV, that's when it was like, oh, we can see ourselves like at a young, ready, like coming through the gate.
You was part of that,
yeah,
for me, that iconic generation where Page You Go, So Solid, you know, K2 Family even came through.
Absolutely,
that time,
K2 would have, bouncing floor, yeah, of course.
I'm saying that it was a few of you, but you made it seem possible.
It was definitely. I was talking to Oxide and Trino in the interview the other day, and they was like, imagine how he's listening to you on underground radio in the jungle days, and then I was like, right, but I was watching you on the TV doing Casualty, and that made me think, wow, these guys have got Averex jackets on. Okay, I've got Averex jacket in my wardrobe. All right, okay, so what Averexes are on TV now? So that it just gave the connection that like the street is on the TV.
On the TV.
And like they're like doing Top of the Pops. Yeah. Like I'm only seeing like pop stars on the Top of the Pops. So it was very real.
Everything became accessible.
It was like, okay, seeing my own people on the TV definitely inspired me, from what I can remember.
You are on a female platform, so it'd be nice to hear any words of wisdom you have for the female artists coming up.
Right, women need to really...
What do they need to do?
They need to stop relying on men in the music industry.
Where's the clapping? Praise God.
Yeah, you know what it is? A lot of women in the industry feel entitled because they're women, but then they get pissed off, sorry, I don't swear, they get upset when guys try to take advantage of them. And 9 times out of 10, I've heard it so many times, that there might be a male producer and a female singer, and then that she's trying to do her singing thing, and the producer's got other plans. He don't even think you're that good. You know what I mean? He's just like, come to my studio. And that's the problem. I feel like a lot of women need to understand they don't like you, boo. They don't like you. Like, go and get your own stuff sorted out. Go and pay your own bread. Keep the boundaries. Stop battering in the eyelids and just keep it 100 to yourself, because like all of that, oh, I'm not really, and then they come in the tight tops. Nah, like keep it business. So when women keep it business, this is not to all women, just to certain people. When they keep it business, the guy has to respect it.
They have to.
He has to respect it.
They have to. When there's boundaries.
I really at this time. Nah, I can't come. What am I coming to the studio at 12 o'clock at night for? No, my hours are between X, Y, Z, and I'm coming with my homie, my friend. Like, let them know it's not that kind of party. And I feel like that's one of my advices to women. So because they say to me, oh,
do you have daughters?
I do have one daughter.
Okay. So this is definitely... Is this coming from a place that you're a father to a daughter now? Or is this is what you just think anyway?
I see it a lot. And I see a lot of women, like, you know, go to studios or just be around a lot of male, and they're wondering what's going on. They're trying to break through. And the guys, they feel like guys are taking advantage of them. But I'm just like... A lot of women don't want to learn the stuff. Go and learn to produce. Go and learn to record yourself. Go and buy the studio equipment. Like, go and, do you know what I'm saying? Go and study the game a bit more. Stop relying on man. That means it's the typical thing. Like,
this is a breath of fresh air. Maxwell, this is a breath of fresh air.
I hope so.
No, because this is what we do here. This is the whole reason why we exist.
Well, of course, what am I talking about? I'm going mad. You know, it's a whole film cast. I'm there talking like it's something new. It's not new. No. You've not got the blueprint. This is the blueprint. I'm going mad.
This is the pink print.
Yeah, I like that. This is the pink print. I love that.
This is the pink print. No, but what it is that we came up through the industry, so we're very aware of the pitfalls. And I actually managed artists and people behind the scenes before I moved into creating this platform.
Love that.
And when I did used to send them on jobs, especially because they're females, I used to say to them that A, they need their travel fare, and B, they need a buddy. And a lot of the bookings used to get cancelled because of the stuff that I used to implement. Because it would be with men. So they'd be like, oh, what's such and such? And I'd be like, yeah, but okay, they can't do past this time. They need travel fare, there and back. And that's not part of their thing. So I was there negotiating behind the scenes and basically being called a cop blocker. So then I realised that there's an educational piece and an educational side that needs to be, because what I was also finding is that when women, let's just say they've got £500, access to £500, they'd rather spend that on hair and nails than they would on packaging, mastering, or putting out their own project.
They've got to learn the business.
And so you have to learn the business, because there's no point in you looking good and then everything that you make is going to get pissed up the stream.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no point. It doesn't make any sense. And so a lot of the workshops that we're running is not about just branding and intellectual property. It's actually about how much have you got to invest and what do you think that can do. Because if somebody turned around and said, I think it's money long, she said that you need about 20 grand to shut out an album. And probably in this day and age, maybe so. Yeah. But you can start building your own cult following on the TikTok.
Yeah,
like
you have to start small and then grow. Like, but yeah, they're mostly talking on a certain level.
They're talking about
of a higher level,
if you want Grammys and stuff.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
That direction. It's gonna cost. It takes time. You could spend 30 grand on a non-artist, and that's not gonna happen. Money will just get burnt. It takes. Like, you can't trick the public. Like, you have to be good. You know what I mean? And also, it takes time. Like, people are buying into stories about the person, not just about like what they look like. So I'm saying a lot of people get confused.
Think it's marketed backwards, because my thing is that music is to be consumed by the ear, not the eye.
Yeah.
So for me, even though you want to look the part and look good, like, people are actually going by what you have to say. It's about the content that you are putting out.
And now people want to know the person.
They do.
This is what I said. Nothing wrong with being vulnerable no more.
It doesn't matter what you look like. You could be, 5 stones, 20 stones. Like, for me, that should be irrelevant. Yeah. What should be relevant is the content and the message that you have. And so I think that music, as I said, is consumed by the ear. So why is it that women have to kind of work on their appearance? They don't have to, but I feel like that's the perception that they have.
It's, you know what it is? See that part there? Why do they have the women to do that? It's out of the music. It's out. It's past the It's the makeup industry. It's the
beauty industry. It's the lifestyle. It's ingrained in society.
It's hard. It's gonna go back from how many years and centuries. Like, it's women and how they're being portrayed and seen. So it's hard. So that's why a lot of the things that a lot of women are facing, that's a lot of very puppeted from a long time ago.
It has.
And so that's why it's hard. It's like, how do you break that? There are people that break it. Alicia Keys, she broke it. She was the woman with the piano. Like, she didn't have to be Beyonce.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, though, you can break it and then there'll still be a stigma that you are a husband or a man thief. Like, for me, like, you can't just be the musician that is being the musician. Then they have to bring the personal life into it.
Yeah.
So for me, even though, like, for me, she is a great example. She is a blueprint of not going overtly sexy. She actually has musician skills and whatever not. But then people are like, yeah, but she stole this. But they take it away from the music. And they take away your accomplishments.
I think the whole world has a balance of good, positive and negative. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take it with a pinch of salt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so what do you think about women with BBLs?
You really want to go there?
Yeah.
You really want to go there? Do you know what I think BBL stands for?
No.
Bomber Clark Lazy.
Okay, no, it's not bad, because let's talk about it. That is absolutely spot on. I think that, do you think it's cheating the process?
Alright, I'm going to say it like this. Plastic surgery has been going on for years. Nothing wrong, to each to their own.
Absolutely.
Who do what they need to do for themselves. I get it, it's cool. If you want to carve up your face, you can afford to carve up your face, go for it. If you feel that you need, you want to look like you've got nappies on, go for it. If you feel that you need to have chests that look like the dog air Snapchat filter, then go for it. It's not a problem. No one's not judging you. If you feel like you need to look like at 60, looking like some, I don't know, tattooed up, hanging down, everything looking like, the Kiora advert when everything's they're just walking and Kiora and everything just
Where do you get your references from?
If that's what you want to do for yourself, that's fine.
Yes.
No one's not knocking you. But the reality of it is, it's that back to that microwave mindset again. Everybody just wants to go ping. You get me?
Arrived.
And I'm here.
Yeah.
Nails did, hair did. Like, no, you need to.
Do you think that people have a personality transplant when they have?
No, some women I said feel like they've got no chest.
Yes.
And they're like, and then they go and get their chest done in proportion, and you don't even know it looks like a big girl.
So you're saying things that look more natural rather than
exaggerated.
I
don't blame the people with the BBLs. I blame their brethren.
Oh.
Because why? What, your brethren can't see, no?
Yeah, well,
nobody can't see?
Yeah, they can see.
If something looks stupid, it looks stupid.
Are they your brethren, though?
But this is the thing. The problem is, their brethren are doing the same thing.
Okay.
So one might look like Donald Duck, one might look like Daffy Duck, one might look, you know what I'm saying? It's all mad, so it gets political.
We've got questions coming through on TikTok. Can you tell me what the questions are?
What's the question? Right, so the question I can see here... So it sounds like you prefer natural over BBLs. What are BBL women like in bed?
I wouldn't know.
Oh?
I would never know.
You keep it natural?
I'm going back from the 90s. I don't know. I haven't really bumped into the BBLs like that.
To look at, though, aesthetically, you still don't...
If I don't know, that's the BBL's done good.
Okay.
If I don't know you got a BBL... Give the doctor a round of applause because you know what you're doing.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
If I know you got a BBL, then you're Bomber Clark Lazy.
Yeah. There's so much to unpack
because I
here.
walk down the road and I see something, and you just see the ants. You know the ants, and they got the thing, and you like, and I look at it and I'm like, the waist is like that, and then and I'm like, but that don't look right though.
No.
Like, and you know what? Man, them get excited. Like, she got a fat, and I'm like, no.
Do you think some men actually can't tell, or do you think they can all tell?
I think no one cares right now.
Yeah.
I think it's become culture. It's become a part of the thing. So people don't really care. Like, I think some people like it. So it's each to their own. As I was saying, would I rate and go for a girl that is got BBL? Not particularly. If she maybe had a boob job and I never knew, nothing wrong with that. If she had a bum job and I never knew, nothing wrong with that. But you see, when you start ducking out the lips and all that, and you start all of that stuff, and you're in there, and you say, yeah, I got to go back out and get the wrinkles, and I got to get down, and I get that. You're on a Michael Jackson.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there because I think that probably 80% of your fan base is women. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I'm not looking. No, women,
I know you're not.
Because I believe that if you're doing that stuff,
yes,
it's an inside job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really the outside.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to love ourselves. I want my women to love themselves. Like, how you are is how you are.
Yeah.
And then like, adapting yourself is definitely an inside job. But if that's what you want to do with your money, it's fine. As long as you got food in the fridge, roof over your head, and you can pay your bills, no one can't tell you nothing.
Well, I've actually heard of some artists' stories where they've been told to have some of these procedures just to get a deal. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but
if you're getting a knife to your skin for a record deal, you've lost it. You get me?
But the money is the end goal, and if they think that that's going to be the investment to get the end goal, all these things are reversible, aren't they?
Do you know what? The world's mad. That's the best way to explain it.
It's gone mad.
Yeah, because do you know what?
I'm not saying that yes or no.
No, it just gets so political. We get caught up with so many different things. Like today's going to be this, tomorrow it's going to be that, next week it's going to be both. You know what I mean? Like, it is so mad. I feel like information and what people do and how the world is unraveling is like, if Satan was to walk across tomorrow, they're just, I don't know, the man them would most probably just run him out the ends. Like, it's that mad. Like, what I'm trying to say is that it's so crazy. No one believes nothing no more. No one cares about nothing.
It could be amongst us and we wouldn't even know because the world's gone mad.
Yeah, it's what I'm trying to say. It's all mad. So hopefully that, like, what I'm trying to say is that it's anarchy right now.
Yeah, it's carnage.
Like, I don't know, man. I just wanna. My opinion. is just my opinion.
Yes.
It's not factual.
No.
It's just
it's
what
your
I feel.
opinion,
Yeah,
but you feel strongly about your opinion, and I think that you can articulate your opinion very, very, very,
I hope
very
so.
well. Very.
I hope no one doesn't feel
entertainingly as well.
offended by what I said.
I don't think that they can be offended because it's your opinion, and if they do feel offended, then I think that probably the truth hits home.
Yeah, well.
A little too hard sometimes, because I feel like a lot of platforms and a lot of messages is going around the truth.
Yeah, well, this is the thing.
That's the thing. But I'm going to round this up with some quick fire questions for you. Okay, so you just got to give me one straight answer. Emotional intelligence or street smarts?
At this age, emotional intelligence.
Okay. Heart first or head first?
Wife for the head, but definitely sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the cranium, which is the head.
You're gonna go with head first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know what it is?
Yes.
The heart doesn't have no intelligence. The heart just goes with emotion.
Okay.
Yeah, you need intelligence with the emotion. Yeah.
Okay, well, I respect your answer.
So that's why you need the cranium.
Vulnerability or control?
Ooh. It depends. It's hard because you need vulnerability in some ways and also you need control. You need to be able to control your emotions. So you need to be in control.
You've got to choose one.
To the hard one.
What comes to head mind first?
I'm going to go with vulnerability.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Forgive or cut off?
Yeah, well, I'm a Taurus. So
does that mean cut off straight?
Yeah,
I know the answer.
Yeah, sorry, that's
straight cut off. I agree.
Yeah, so forgiveness can come later, but you're going to get cut off.
Okay, speak or stay silent?
Yeah, see, that's another one. You should stay silent, but me, I speak. I lay it out. Yeah, you should stay silent, but I lay it out. The reason why I say speak, because that inside you is not good, it's poison.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I feel like speak it out.
They say speak your mind or forever hold your peace, but Also, problem shares the problem half. So the more you get out, the more...
Sometimes silence is very good for you in many ways, but I say speak.
Okay. Healing or distraction?
Healing.
Loyalty or honesty?
I don't think no one's low. I say honesty.
Okay.
And the reason why I say I don't think no one's low, because low can always move. The goalpost can always move. It can
be bought. Loyalty can be bought.
It can be moved around. Loyalty can always be moved. If someone honest.
Yeah.
If you're walking outside and you got, I don't know, you got the Jamaican flag colours on, and I'm saying that don't match.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. It don't match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you can say it with love though, or you can just say it to be bad mind, but I agree with honesty.
But I feel like sometimes people get misconstrued what bad mind is. If someone's telling you the raw truth, it's always going to sound like it's bad mind because
I don't know. I think you have to put that into context, because if somebody said that to me in front of a crowd of people, I think they're being bad mind. Okay. If they said it to me aside with just me and them, I wouldn't think they're being bad mind.
Yeah, true.
But I'm a Sagittarius, so we're honest by default.
Yeah.
To a fault, in fact. Like people
you're right with what you just said. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, but ego or growth?
Growth, ego, edging God out. Yeah, growth.
Okay, last one. Pressure or peace?
Peace, all day. Please, I'm more peace.
Peace
I'm more peace.
Brother, peace upon peace.
Yeah.
And you spoke your piece.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming through. Yeah. We appreciate you.
That's okay.
Big things.
Big things.
Tell us quickly about the new project, because I really want to hear about the follow-up to emotional intelligence.
Yeah, so obviously after I've done emotional intelligence, it was all like, as I said, to explain how I've done it with the AI and stuff, but this was all me. This is social issues. It's off the back of just dealing with a lot of things. I tackle a lot of subject matters like social media, the Epstein files, just like songs about, things. What else is a good one? Casual, like, cuffed, being cuffed by women. Like, as in, like, cuff me.
Yeah, as in literally cuff me to the bed, cuff me.
No, not that kind of cuff me. Relationship cuff me. What other stuff is on there? Basically, there's a song on there called Don't Cry. People always, writing R.I.P. on the timeline. And it's like basically saying, don't cry for me when I'm gone, blah, blah, blah. Don't write R.I.P. on the timeline.
Just say you gained your wings.
Yeah, so basically just like stop, like just, oh my God, show people their flowers while they're alive. Basically.
Yeah, I agree. So, that part I 100%
So there's loads of different like songs on there, like two truths about relationships, how in relationships people got two truths, but one, but it's basically saying there's two truths, but one always gets killed. Like, so no matter what say,
that's true.
That, in relationships, that there will be someone that will walk away with their truth, someone will walk away with their truth, and then there's a truth in the middle.
Yeah, everybody's got their truth, but then there's the one truth.
Yeah, and another one who'd never judge a book by its cover. So like, it's just literally
that
social
just sounds
issues.
Like it's social issues, social current affairs and social issues, but it just sounds like you've reached the pinnacle of wisdom.
I want to talk about, because my strong problem, what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing and my age where I am now, is that we tend to feel that we have to talk about the same stuff, which is girl underneath and road stuff, and I'm just like, it's like, well, I don't live that life.
That's right.
I'm not on the roads no more, and you know what I mean. How many times can you talk about girl front? So it gets to a point where you're just like, well, I want to talk about real life issues.
Yeah.
I want to know about people. I want to know about your story. How many sisters have you got? How many brothers have you got? What was your upbringing like? What do you pay tax? Do you do this? Do you that? What's going on in life?
I know you probably don't do it for this, but like I feel like your music will be studied on the curriculum. And if it's not, then we're going to plant that seed. This curriculum bars.
It's funny. It's funny because life will get you that. And maybe because I'm in the educational system.
It is because you're there as well.
And I'm working with kids. I also have held myself accountable and hold myself as a responsibility to kind of deliver those messages. So I can't go in there and talk about one bag of drill, real with the kids that I've got to listen to. Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm telling them not to talk about positive stuff, and then I'm gonna go out there and start banging like negative stuff. Yeah. It doesn't
go with it. Yeah.
So and I've got children.
So that's accountability, because it's like when a student comes to you and says, you know what, I'm going through this thing, this issue with this, that. Like you can say, okay, you can have that talk with them, but then you can also refer them to a song.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
And they say, have a listen to this song because I've been there.
There's nothing wrong with vibes. There's nothing wrong with getting it out. I know as I said, it's a lot of copy and paste until people find their actual unique style. I get it. Like they wanna, and it's been going on for centuries. I personally can't fight the industry. Like I've been a part of it. I've been an advocate for it in a positive and a negative way.
Yeah.
So I have to be honest to myself, like, yo, I get it. These are steps. So we're just on steps. Where I'm at now in my life is just steps. Like, you see me, don't let me get serious, from the beginning, and you
It's
just
like you shook your head almost when I played that.
Yeah, because obviously,
that's our anthem.
I get sent, like, every day there's something with serious going on in it, and I'm just like, if they
do
could
you
just
know I had a lyric?
just throw a pound with it,
Don't let me get serious. Do you remember, Trace?
Just throw a pound with it. Every time someone says something about it, listen,
I did
billionaire.
that. I quoted you in a lyric when I was in my MC days.
Oh,
it's like, don't let me get serious.
Yo.
Like, Maxwell D, you're delirious. You think I chat for free?
Do you know what? Everyone's got some serious stuff, but you know what? I listen to it and I'm just like, I want that. I want my serious now. I want my stuff that I'm doing to be that to be loved like the serious now. Because obviously it's my first entry, but it's a vibe. It's a part of a scene. It was whatever, but like, it's just
I'm
young.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gaslighting you. I'm not inflating your head, but I told you. I messaged you. I said, you know what, D, I'm working through emotional intelligence, but I'm gonna give you my review. Like every song for me was just. For me, personally,
I thought about this album, but it's real pain. It's real.
I don't think there's one track on there that I dislike.
No, but I put my heart on my sleeve. I gave the real stuff.
You really did, and that was vulnerability. Big up yourself for that.
I sat down and I wrote 3 o'clock in the morning, love yourself, you get me?
Yeah.
Like I had to say, if you don't, how can you love me if you don't love yourself?
That's true.
Like, when I was called a narcissist, I was like, narcissist, let me go and read about this. What is actually a narcissist? So I was like, huh? Why do women keep flying this word around? So then I was like, right, actually, I'm a narcissist, but that's just me. I gave you more, now I set you free. You get me? So I'm just like really going into the, okay, you want to call me a narcissist? Okay.
So you wore the title and then threw it back.
Exactly.
Because everybody's got narcissistic ways.
Exactly. So it was like that song in the world, and it was like, you hurt me so bad as well, and I spoke about some personal stuff in it. Yeah. I just tried to keep it as real to me as possible, and I was in pain when I wrote it, and when I say in pain, I mean just heartache, innit? So there were some tracks in there that really hit home, and then everything else on the album is just kind of, even when I talk about my kids and I'm saying, about how would you feel if you made life and you was told that you couldn't preserve it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's basically telling women how would you feel
if
someone took that and you couldn't preserve your own child? How would you feel? So just because we don't grow children inside us doesn't mean that we don't feel it. So there was a song about my children as well. So that's
very delicate, that subject, especially because I'm a mother myself. I think that when women use children as not collateral, but weaponized. But I'm not saying that men do it as well.
There's two sides. Like, there's whatless dads and there's whatless mums, and then there's the grey area in between.
That uses their child as collateral, or as to weaponize the other parent to make them feel that
it gets spiteful out there. It gets real spiteful out there. So it's just,
I can't even find my words because I think that we've all been through it, and it's like, how do you articulate it without saying that people them are just bad mind?
I've seen women and I'm like, wow, why? I wish I had a baby mother like you, or a child's mum like you. I don't say baby mother no more.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had a child's mum like you.
I'm glad you don't say that anymore.
Yeah, no, baby mother, it's the yardie. It's the yardie in me. Don't worry about it. It's just baby mother. It's just can't help it. Just growing up. Winston, Leroy, Delray, the go-to. Yeah,
everybody has a Winston or a Leroy.
Yeah, or Delray. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's So I get that side of it with the children's mum thing. So it's a deep one. I'm just thinking of a couple of things in my head, but that to me is the album is just literally, I want it to be 5 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. You can go back to it because every subject relates to some part of your life.
That's right.
Like, whatever it may be, it just, there's a track on there for someone. That's it really, and that's what I thought. And it was more also, I had a drum and bass song in there, which is a positive song.
I love the drum and bass.
Shine Your Light.
Shine Your Light.
So I would say that, the album is R&B, Afro beats, and neo soul.
Okay.
And I really wanted to touch on that because that is actually the music that I listen to,
and
even though I'm from the grime industry, I'm from the thing. But that's it's just for me to kind of, I could bear my soul out on it a bit more. So I feel like that's why. But the next the next album called Social Issues. Is like a trap dancehall /
I was about to ask
R&B.
you about that. When is that coming out?
It's August. August done now. I'm just gonna get mixed and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm just doing the stuff that you showed me front of Instagram. I'm just having fun right now. You know, when you finish writing an album, you still keep writing. I'm in writing mode.
Of course.
So I'm just like, oh guys, I'm just creating this, and people are like, what's this for? I'm like, no, nothing. It's just writing, and then it'll just go on the archive, and I'll use it at a later date. I write in machine.
Yeah.
I write every day.
If we was to put you probably won't be able to guesstimate, but like you put your lyrics into books, how many volumes is there?
I don't know.
Maybe 50?
I don't know.
Like you've got a whole catalogue there, right?
I can't remember the
yeah,
young ones.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, the memory banks just it gets lost. There's a lot of lost songs.
Is it gone?
Yeah, there's a lot of lost songs. There's a lot of lost things.
Before I go, honestly, I really wanted to ask you this because I love that you've got this Jamaican influence. That's how we know you, for the bashment, the rag and chatting, and then you're so versatile.
Yes.
But who is your top 3? I would say, because it's hard to ask you one. Who's been your musical influence?
All right.
Michael Jackson.
Big time.
I know.
Sorry.
If we could get clearance on that track, that's fire.
I'm God, listen.
That's
I've cuffed me as jokes. It's bare jokes at the moment with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, obviously, Shabba Ranks.
Wow. I love Shabba.
Yeah, Shabba was a very earlier part of man. I bought a record from Shabba. The first time I went to the record shop, and I bought like a 7-inch vinyl Shabba Ranks. So I would definitely say.
What record shop was it? Records?
I think we were like, no, it was Body. Was it Body? Where is it? Labrador Grove.
Okay.
I was with my dad one day. I bought Shabba Ranks. I think it was X-rated. I think it's one of them.
Because your dad is a sound man as well.
Yeah, it's a DJ.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
That and then. There's more, but if we're going to go to the main man, is for me, lyrically, skill, all the rest of it, all of that has got to have to be Vybz Kartel.
Okay, straight. Say no more. I'm actually in agreement. Love vibes.
I'm talking about like Vybz Kartel, not the new Vybz Kartel.
Not the new, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, the new Vybz Kartel is what it's still vibes,
It's still vibes.
But I'm talking about
always be vibes, but yeah.
So there's mostly more. There's more, but like with the essence, I go before Shabba. I'm like Papa San, Admiral Bailey. I'm in like the 80s dancehall people, Lieutenant Stitchy. You know, I go from them Tiger. I'm that era.
Yes.
Like I'm really like General Do. I'm that era.
Yeah.
Like before it, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. But when we're talking about who stands out, who actually thing for me, like even Beanie Man is one of my trophies. Bounty, obviously, Shabba. Like, but Shabba, like I think he was the beginning of the new dancehall.
Agreed.
As not new dancehall now, but the 90s dancehall.
The 90s
I think like he took it out of
all the house parties was like.
Yeah, he made it. He commercialized
it.
He took it out of the underground. So yeah.
Okay, well, say no more. We're gonna end on this track, "Shine Your Light."
Oh. Okay.
Similar.
Drum and bass, man.
I love the ad-libs, man. You go in and out of character. I love it.
Thank you.
Come on. Where's my lighter? Shine your light. Shine your light. It's when the bass drops. Sorry, if you want to hear the rest, guys, you have to go stream it. Spotify, everywhere. It's streaming everywhere.
Yeah, out now. Emotional Intelligence out now. All the digital platforms. Go and support it. Thank you for the support, guys. My childhood friend, you know. Family.